Negative thoughts, they're not even real. They are lies because it comes from survival, and survival always goes delusional, and goes to worst case scenario. So that's not even reality. That's not even your reality. Like, they're bringing you the worst case scenarios and you're just accepting them. No more. You're not just accepting anything. You have already won the race. You have already been a winner when you came into this life. So, girlfriend, why are you still doubting yourself? Why? You had millions of competitors and you were the only one succeeding. You have won the race. So I want you to always, when you doubt yourself, think about this. I won when I came into this life. I was already winning. I was already winning entering into this life. And listen, I'm self-aware, Barbie. This is coming from a girl who has doubted herself since ever she was born. And today I want you to challenge yourself and to turn this whole thing around with self-doubt and let it go. Like, we're moving on from self-doubt. Like, those negative thoughts, they're not even real. They are lies because it comes from survival, and survival always goes delusional, and goes to worst case scenario. So that's not even reality. That's not even your reality. Like, they're bringing you the worst case scenarios and you're just accepting them. No more. You're not just accepting anything. You're saying, I'm only accepting the best thing for me, and this is not it. So if that comes up, I want you to challenge your thoughts. When a negative emotion, thought, anything comes up, this is not the truth. Affirm that every day. Negative emotions or thoughts are not the truth. There are just thoughts that are negatively charged. That's it. And I want you to challenge them. I want you to put a positive opposite to a negative. Like being a judge and someone comes up to you and gives you something negative and you're the judge and you say, no, but this is the positive about it. And you stay on the positive, because negativity has not gotten anyone anywhere in this life. No one. No one who has made it through negativity. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's way too low of a frequency and it will never succeed. If you're filled with negativity, girlfriend, we're gonna take the trash out. We're gonna leave it behind. We're filling ourselves with positive thoughts or more realistic. Some people come to you and saying, oh, you're so delusional, you're not realistic. Realistic for who? For you? You put limitation on yourself and now you come before my face and you want to put limitation on me? Excuse me, sir? Excuse me, ma'am? No. And you're also talking to yourself like that. If yourself is coming up with these things, your mind, it's just because it's untrained. It's not here to harm you. You have to understand your mind is here to protect you. So you can say, okay, mind, I understand you're coming from worst case scenario because you don't feel secure right now. I'm going to give you security because this is happening for me and I'm putting a positive thought in my head and this is how I'm going to go about it. I'm not going to play with myself no more. And then also, as I said, when you entered this life, you were already winning, right? So think about those things that you have already achieved. For example, then you can let go of self-doubt so easily. Like 2 things for me. I thought I will never finish school. I mean, I was highly intelligent. I didn't have to study a lot, maybe maths a little bit because I was never listening. But that was the only thing. I was never really a hard studier. I was just very intellectual. I just heard something and I just memorized it forever. And the only thing is I had a deficiency in being like focused on one thing because I grew up in such a survival chaotic environment. It was very hard for me to sit in front of a book and concentrate on it. So everyone was scaring me about how are they gonna finish school, like the exams, like it's gonna be so hard, it's gonna be so, people don't make it, sometimes they have to like take classes again and all of these things, and they put so much anxiety and doubt into myself that I was like, oh my god, maybe I'm not gonna make it. And then I stopped myself and I said, you know what, I'm gonna make it. And also the same with driving license. Oh my god, I remember everyone was so attached, like, no, they say that it's so hard and you cannot make the practical and the theoretical is hard. And I passed both of them on my first try. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't put myself down. I said to myself, I know that I'm not a very disciplined person because it was very hard for me back then to be disciplined. So I was like kind of worrying, and I was like, you know what? No. And my driving teacher told me, you know what? You cannot come from that place, because I told him, like, what if I don't do it? What if you do? Not what if I don't make it? What if you do make it? And what if you start talking like this every single day? Maybe new reality will open up to you and not the old reality again and again and again. Because if you always say, what if I don't make it? Guess what? You're never gonna make it. Never. And then I want you to take a piece of paper and for 2025, write down, what do you really want to achieve? Where can you like eliminate your self-doubt? What are areas where you doubt yourself? And I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to take a paper and a pen and write down right now for yourself small goals, because if you're never gonna put them on paper, you'll never accomplish them. I heard a very successful man say, whatever is on paper, you will succeed and you will accomplish it, because you put it on a paper and then you ask yourself, what steps do I need to follow and do to get there? And you can get inspiration from the internet. You can study those people who've already made it. Like, it's so easy nowadays. Like, study the person in whichever field you're interested and study them. Stop having excuses and thinking in problems and putting worrying into your system. You have everything you need. You're an abundant soul. You just need to use your resources. And when your alarm goes on that you're not safe, you tell yourself, I'm safe. I can do this. I will write those steps down and I will follow them. And if you put smaller goals, you're way likely to achieve them. People think like they can do anything in one day. Like, they have to get it all together in one day. Like, Rome wasn't built in one day. You heard that. So don't expect yourself to have everything in one day. But if you do every single day one thing for that thing, what do you think at the end of the year is going to happen? You're going to see a lot of success. You're going to see a lot of change. But it's the same thing with diets. People are like, oh, I'm on a diet, I'm going to eat healthy now. And then they eat one thing that is not that healthy. And they go on a spiral and eat the next and eat the next. And then they're like, oh no, because I already ate one thing, like, I'm going to break the whole thing. Like, I'm going to break the whole diet. Just because of one thing. Stop giving up that easily. You have to stop giving up at the first, second, third try. You need to go again and again and again and again and again until you succeed, my love. This is how you're gonna win the ball game. Like the soccer players, the musicians, everyone had to go again and again and again and again and again until they did it. You don't become that overnight, but over many nights. And if you start believing in yourself and removing the doubt, you're going to get there. But doubt will not help you achieve anything in life. Anything. And that comes from a girl who has had doubt since she is a young girl. I never was encouraged to finish what I started. And this is another thing. I don't care how small the goals are. I want you to finish what you put on the paper. Doesn't matter how much time it takes. I want you to give yourself a time limit on a year or something and then finish it. Because if you never show yourself that you can do it and that you can achieve it and experience that you are capable, you're never gonna feel like you can do it, and you will always doubt yourself. You need to give yourself proof, actual proof, by having experiences that you can do it. But that only happens if you go and do it, my love. It's not gonna happen from like this. Yes? Do we agree here? And then also, what is your surrounding? If you are surrounded with people who have a messy, messy life, and like I say, even in dating dusties, you cannot be bothered to be friends with those people. I don't care how selfish this sounds. They will drag you right down on their path, in their limitations with them. Because if they're putting limitations on themselves, they're subconsciously putting limitations on everyone who's surrounding them. So every time you tell them your goals subconsciously, even if they don't speak it, they're putting limitation on you because they're limited. And they have not achieved those things that they want to achieve. And believe me, nobody in this life wants you to do better than them. Nobody. And it is true that you become the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you have a lot of naysayers and a lot of critical people and always looking for problems but not solutions, you're going to get one of them. And I had to remove a lot of people out of my life in order to get my life together. And I'm still on the track. Like every day I go one step ahead. And I don't care who needs to move out of my life. If you're putting limitations on me, and you have to think the same thing about yourself, if they're putting limitations on you, they're out. If you see them putting limitations on themselves, they're out. You don't tell them nothing. You shut up about your goals. You take a little bit of distance. Doesn't mean you have to remove them completely, but in the progress of letting go of self-doubt, in the progress of creating something new, you cannot carry those people with you. You cannot build a new house, a new project, a new career with old energy. That needs to go because this energy didn't get you anywhere right now. That's why you're doubting yourself. So it's poor hygiene, self-hygiene, to have those doubters around you and naysayers. Even if it's in your family, don't talk about it. Don't talk to those people about it. Like, don't let their negative energy and their limitations manipulate and sabotage your game. You gotta be on your game every single day and shut up about it. It's so much wiser to shut up and to think who can help me, who can support me, what is my support group. And the best supporters is your idols. Like, you can look at people who have accomplished that, study them, learn from them, get better. Ronaldo did this. Everyone who is known in history, they studied who was the best and then they achieved it and they matched it. Like, look at your weaknesses, look at your strengths. And also, I want you to become aware of your strengths. Some of you just think in weaknesses, like I'm so bad at this, I'm so bad at that, I'm so bad. What are you good at? Find one thing that you are good at, that you're passionate about, even if you're not that good. Even if you're not that good. What passion do you have? And encourage yourself. This is the next thing. I want you to be more kinder to yourself. Because I watched this movie and she was learning a new language and he told her, that was her teacher, he told her, I want you to be kind to yourself because when you learn something new, when you start something new, it is very hard for yourself and it doesn't really help to not be kind to yourself. So be kind to yourself, like applaud yourself for trying, like cheer yourself on. Like every game they're trying to win, they need cheerleaders. They need people to cheer them on. That motivates them. The whole stadium motivates them. All the fans motivate people. All the people who write nice comments. Like literally, it motivates me. I was also doubting myself. But the only thing that I feel like God gave me my whole life was helping other people and talking. Like I was able to talk, this is what I was told, before 1 year old. You know, I was saying whole sentences. You know, you gotta be your biggest cheerleader. You gotta have a support system around you, because otherwise you're not gonna get ahead, and you need to have motivation. You do not have any motivation around you if you have people who don't do anything in their lives, who do not strive to be better. But if you have people behind you, they will always want to hold you back because you're actually a threat to them. Now you're trying to change all of a sudden. Now you're trying to evolve. Now you're trying to move forward. And where are they gonna go? So they will not support you in this way. You learn who your real friends are, I swear to God, when you start a new career, when you start going after your passion, when you go boldly in there. When you always felt like you have to play small, you're not that great, you're not that amazing, everyone else can do it, you can do it. Girlfriend, you need to get bold. You need to get bold. You need to get like this hyper delusional, if you don't believe in yourself, that you are your biggest cheerleader, that you look in the mirror every single day and you say, oh my God, I love myself. I can do this. You can do this, girl. I love you so much. When you have a daughter, you're going to tell her that. because she's absolutely a miracle to you. You are a miracle. And I want you to, if you have no one to cheer for you, I'm cheering for you. Please cheer for you too. You cannot do this if you're not cheering for yourself. And as I wanted to say before with the comments things, like for me to have such a positive like feedback and to have people telling me I am literally helping them, and my friends that are not my real friends actually eyeing me and not supporting me at all in this, shows me who the true people are for me. Like complete strangers will support you more than your own friends, because they're not your friends. They ain't your friends. Stop calling people your friends who are not your friends. This is one thing that sticks with me always. And when you have a strong support system, even if it's just on the internet, even if it's just from afar, like, you know, that person that already materialized what you want to have, that already has manifested it, you can draw energy from it. You can be like, oh, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me 110%. And that can be your support. It doesn't matter what way or form, whatever encourages you to do those things, it's good enough. It is good enough. And the next thing, positive self-talk. Instead of telling you every single day you cannot do it, wake up every single day and, like I said, do it and say, oh my God, you can do it. You're amazing. Anything you do, it's gonna work out, even though it's not like that in the beginning. But you need to show yourself every single day proof that you're going after it and that you're actually being like supporting. You know, when you have a boyfriend, like a husband or anyone in the family or a friend, you want to be a supporting person. You want to help them. You want to like feel good about where they're going. You want them to achieve those things, and you're not gonna help them with doubting them. Why are you doubting yourself then? Like, you gotta be the best friend for yourself, like, as well, because you believe in everyone else can do anything, and Rihanna can do it, and they can do it, and but you can do it. Hello, it's time to take yourself more important, honey. I'm telling you, you're not taking yourself that important. I want you to take you more seriously, because you have come into this life as a winner. I want you to go out of this life as a winner and not be 18, 90 years old and thinking, oh my God, I was so dumb. I was so afraid. I was full of self-doubt and I just didn't do anything about it. We're not gonna just, you know, talk about it and like find all the problems and not look for solutions. We're not going to do that. What does it help us to talk about every single day that we're not capable of those things and that we're so afraid and that we're so doubtful? No, girlfriend, no, we're not doing that anymore to ourselves. This is disrespecting to ourselves. We can do it. We need to put in the work. It's not going to be easy, but it's way easier if you're on your side. And if your brain cells are not on your side, you're going to talk to them and you're going to tell them you're being disrespectful. Change your attitude right now. We're going this way. And I want you in another tone in my head. I want you to be cheering. I don't want you to be yapping that I cannot do it. Because guess what? I can do it. And affirm that every single day. It is possible for me. I can do it. I will do it. And I'm doing it. And I have succeeded already. And later on, you will see step by step, you're there. And no more self-doubt. The thing is, you have experienced it. You have experienced a lot of times that you couldn't do it, that you didn't achieve it, that you didn't have the will for it, that your thoughts were in control. But now we're changing. Now we're in control. We're telling them where to go. We're navigating them somewhere else. We do not have to accept what comes out of there. We can say yes or no. We're the judge. Don't forget that about our thoughts. And some people from their childhood, I know what it is like from their environment. I was bullied. When I was like this my whole life. I always had full lips. I always had my face like this. And when I was younger, when I was like in my teenage years, 13, 14, this was not popular. I was already very feminine. I was always like very girly. And the girls didn't like that about me because they didn't look like this. And they judged me so much, you know? And it was hard for me not to compare myself. Like, I had this like friend, and he told me, because they were like bullying me, they made like Facebook sites about me, like crazy things. And I understand that this can really impact yourself very, very heavily. And I was doubting myself before I started this whole channel, but I said no more. And he told me, you know what, Raluca? There are so many beautiful flowers in this world. And you might not be the most beautiful flower for someone. Like, even if you're a rose, not everyone loves roses. But for the right people, for the right person, you're gonna be the most beautiful rose and the most beautiful flower, as a matter of fact, because he loves roses, they love roses, and no one is gonna compare to your beauty. And he told me that. He's like, don't look left, don't look right. There are flowers, they're jealous, they think you're stealing their lights, but you keep being a rose, you keep being shining and beautiful, and you will see that in no time you will let people in, you know, to love you. He was very wise. He was like a smart boy. He was reading and poems and all these things, let alone telling me this comparison. I kid you not, he told me like, we're all like flowers, we're the girls are flowers. And you know, it's not a competition, so don't look left and right. Like, make sure that your environment is right, because flowers don't bloom everywhere equally. I love the saying, you know, that one, that if the flower doesn't bloom, you don't change the flower, you change its environment. So my girlfriend, you're changing your environment in here, around you, and in your heart, because you are a winner and you're gonna go out of this as a winner. And self-doubt no more. We're breaking out with self-doubt. Think of self-doubt as this dusty ick ex that you don't want to see ever again, and that you've broken off and you already had the funeral for him, because in your mind he's already dead. I don't even know you, I've never known you. This is the best thing to do with every ex. Just a little side tip, like, make a funeral in your head, give him peace, let him go in peace, and be like, I never knew this person. So you never knew self-doubt. And it's also not something that is natural. That is on the lowest frequency, self-doubt. So that's not your nature. So do not allow things that are not your nature to control your whole life, to dictate your whole life. Because you are love, joy, peace, everything good on the highest frequency. This is where you came from. And this is your heritage and success and abundance. So that other one is in lack. You're not born in lack. You're not lack. Sorry, you're not. So break up with that. Have a little funeral for the self-doubt. And into 2025, you can just make this an RIP, rest in peace, see you never. And when this comes up, please always think about it. I was born a winner. So I'm going to live in this life as a winner. And I have one life, and I'm going to go at whatever is in my heart. Because if God put it in your heart, you are meant to fulfill and have it and be abundant about it in this life. So with that being said, I love you very much. I'm Self-Aware Barbie, Raluca. So please, if you like this, leave a like down below. Follow me for more. I am so ready to share more with you. I love you all from my heart. I thank you all for the support. And I see you in my next video. Bye.